think last year's team was a really good team, and we lost a few good players off that team, Marvin Mouchouar and Jaime Velez, but our other players have really come around, and I think that's really going to make a difference in this year's NC2As.
Well, our starting lineup's changed around a little bit. We've got some more size in the starting lineup and one more 2-meter man in Eric Fisher, so I don't have to be so concerned with getting down and setting. And that frees me up to do some more things on the outside in the front court offense and help the counterattack out and play defense. And this is why we spread our scoring out a little bit more this year, it seems.
No one really thought that we had improved so quickly. A lot of people said, oh, by the time these guys are seniors, they'll have a good team. But then Dante did a great job bringing us together, and we worked hard, and we came back our sophomore year and got second in NC2As. So I was pleased with the rapid improvement of the team.
My strong point has just been helping out the counterattack, and I'm one of the fastest guys on the team. Well, the whole team is fast. So I like to get down on the counterattack, try and get the ball down, get that moving out a little bit, and just keep up playing good defense, and just try and keep them from scoring.
Look, I'm not worried about you guys offensively. We're scoring goals. We're going to score our 12 to 15 goals a game. There's no way that Cal State Long Beach should score 6 goals against us. There's no way FC or any of these teams should score more than 5.
You want to press out initially on that? Or
Yeah,
just press them.
I think we're pretty successful when we go in and out for the first 15, 20 seconds, and then we start pressing out. Hey, let's press out in the last 10 or 15 seconds. Every time, let's do it.
Well, I had a collapsed lung that is sort of a hereditary thing. You get these blebs on the top of your lung, and I was hospitalized for about 2 weeks, and it finally culminated in something at the end where I was on the operating table, and my heart went out and my pulse went out, and they sort of had to give me they did give me cardiac massage to get me back in, and they told me about 3 doctors had told me that I would not be able to play at all this season. And so I've come back, been playing for about a week, been working out with the team for about 2.5 weeks, and have been playing, and I feel really good in there, feel strong.
I think that it's been much more than I ever expected. I mean, coming into Stanford as a freshman, we got our butts beat up and down the pool all freshman year, and that really hurt us. And that was kind of humiliating enough that you kind of have to have the thoughts: are we ever going to do anything here? And to come around and win NC2As like we did before. Like we did last year, and then have the chance to win it this year and do it undefeated is really special. It's a really special thing, which I never thought would come around.
This year's been really satisfying. I mean, we haven't had a setback, and I mean, that's like the best that we can do. So things are going really well.
It's tough for me as an individual, but then I look around at my teammates before the game and talk to them and see how much they want to win. Guys like Craig Class, Chris Thompson, Greg Gamble, the motivators of the team, and it's no problem.
It's been hard sometimes because just even in practice where I'm in not as good a shape as everybody else, and so I'm a little bit behind in that aspect. But on the other end of it, I'm a little bit more driven right now since I know that I am behind, and so that I'm giving 110% in the games and working as hard as I can.
The attitude's great. We're all good friends, and we've all played together for at least 2 years. And it's not just the talent, it's more the motivation. We play with more intensity than any team out there.
And we've got the opening sprint in today's matchup between Stanford and USC. USC controls. Stanford comes in today with a record of 23-0. They're 2-0 in Pac-10. Have played USC once earlier this year in a tournament game early in the season, defeated the Trojans. But David Imbernino before the game was mentioning that he thinks USC is quite an improved team since the last time Stanford met them. USC is 13-4. Having lost to Cal yesterday afternoon, Stanford in a non-conference match defeated Long Beach State 14-6 yesterday afternoon here at Daguerre Pool, running their consecutive win streak to 32 matches, stretching back into last year, 1985, when Stanford went on to win the NCAA title.
That's Eric Fisher, number 12, ejected for Stanford. He's out for 35 seconds.
Eric Fisher ejected for Stanford. Fisher having a great year so far. Scored 10 goals last weekend in 2 games against UCLA and UC Irvine. Leading Stanford in scoring this year. USC with the shot, and Todd Kemp with the block. First shot of the game, TJ Sutherland of USC unleashing that one. Skipping it off the surface of the water, but the sophomore Todd Kemp, defending second-team All-American, came through with the save. 0-0 here. Stanford with its first offensive possession now. Imbernino on top. Fisher entering the game again, as Stanford successfully defended in a 6-on-5 one-man down situation moments ago. Foul called and an ejection before that shot by Fisher. Stanford will be one man up now. Dante Dadamonte before the game telling his players that they really should expect to shut out USC. I mean, that may not be actually a realistic expectation, but having scored only 2 games against Cal yesterday, Dadamonte suggested to his players that if they could only score 2 against Cal, then Stanford ought to be able to limit them to none. But as a realistic goal, he set, I believe, a mark of 3 goals or less for the Cardinal to surrender to USC.
Stanford with 35 more seconds on the shot clock.
Stanford with a new 35-second count after that shot was deflected over the top of the goal, and a save there by USC goalie Kevin Stringer with the save. Stringer, a water polo player, one of the few who hails from someplace other than California. Comes from Houston, Texas. In the game for Stanford, Kemp in goal. Greg Okasik, Eric Fisher, Craig Klass. Also in the pool, we have David Imbernino, Matt Tingler. And I believe I didn't mention Greg Gamble also in the pool. That rounds out the lineup for Stanford. USC comes in ranked 4th in the nation. Stanford ranked 1st. In the hole it goes. Imbernino, the man guarding. This is Sutherland with the ball. And an offensive foul turns the ball over to Stanford. 4:25 remaining first quarter. It's still 0-0. Klass on a breakaway. He's got Gamble in front of the goal, I believe. Klass and Gamble puts in an easy shot. Great lead pass from goalkeeper Todd Kemp to Craig Klass. Klass running the 2-on-1 perfectly, set it up for Gamble, and Gamble fired it home from just a couple yards out. USC coach unhappy, John Williams, complaining to the referees, and it appears USC has called a timeout with 4:16 remaining in the first period. We've got the first score of the game. Gamble putting Stanford on top 1-0. Everyone's back in the pool after the USC timeout. Gamble with that first goal has not been one of Stanford's leading scorers this year, so nice for Gamble to get in on the scoring binge. Coming into this weekend's games, prior to yesterday's game against Long Beach State, 6 different Stanford players had at least 22 goals on the season. Eric Fisher led the team with 57, and Craig Klass had 53. That is Klass in the middle. Back out to Tingler. On top, Imbernino with a great shot off the right post. Imbernino firing that one off the post. And Stanford, only moments after the USC timeout, showed that USC's timeout didn't do them much good as the Cardinal comes right back and goes on top 2-0. USC trying to get a backdoor play here. They've got a man free, and he fires it off the crossbar. Backhand shot there by Sutherland. And he had the goal open. He had Kemp beaten, but he just couldn't fire it home. Gamble bringing it back down the other way. No one guarding him. And now they've got to abandon Imbernino in the middle, and the save is made. Stringer with a nice save of Imbernino's shot there. Good job by Gamble of sucking the man out and getting the ball to Imbernino in the goal mouth. Loose ball picked up by Kemp. Stole that one away from Greg Karen. Imbernino on the far side now. And he's fouled. Ball goes to Tingler. Tingler with no one on him. And Tingler shoots it off the post. Gamble on the ball. Gamble right in front of the goal mouth. Backhand shot is deflected away by Stringer. A couple of nice saves here by Stringer in the last 2 series by Stanford. Lob shot there. No chance as Kemp grabs it and releases it to the far side. And Bernino bringing the ball up. Looking for Klass in the hole. Fisher now is back in the game. Goes to Klass. Fisher on top, fires right into Stringer's chest. Fisher, senior, having a great year. Has scored, rather a junior, sorry, Eric Fisher, scored more goals this year than he did in his previous 2 seasons. Tallied 46 goals combined in his freshman and sophomore years. Offensive foul turns the ball over to Stanford again. And again, we saw last week in the game against UC Irvine, where what really seemed to make the difference was just the fact that Stanford seemed to get at least 1 shot off in every one of its offensive possessions, whereas the opponent often did not get any shots off. Gamble's shot there goes just wide. Stanford retains it. This is Okasik. We've got an ejection. USC sent out, has a man sent out. Trevor Benedict has to leave the pool, and Stanford goes a man up. And they take advantage of it quickly. Just 2 seconds had elapsed off the shot clock. A lob pass went inside, and Fisher batted it home quite easily. 3-0 Stanford, 46 seconds left, pardon me, left in the first quarter. USC trying to run most of the time off the clock here. Was pointing out a moment ago that what seems to often make the difference for Stanford is simply that their defense is so sound that it prevents the opponent from even getting a shot off, or if they do get a shot off, it's a rushed one in the final seconds of the time allowed on the shot clock. USC trying to work for the shot now. They've got about 15 seconds left, and they lose the ball. Imbernino picks it up for Stanford. Stanford with 17 seconds left in the quarter. Okasik buried with the ball, sends it long for Tingler. Tingler has Fisher in the front, and Fisher bats it home with his left hand. 9 seconds left in the quarter. A great job by Stanford countering. It took them just 9 seconds to get down the length of the pool. After Imbernino stole the ball, sent it to Okasik. Okasik across the pool, and at last Fisher was the one batting it home. Stanford leads 4-0 and are jumping out to a quick, comfortable lead here over the 4th-ranked USC Trojans. And that's the horn sounding the end of the first quarter here. The Stanford Cardinal looking as powerful as ever, dominating the USC Trojans. The score is Stanford 4, USC nothing. The sprint for possession in the second quarter. And it looks like it's controlled by Stanford. I believe it's Grant Stanley on the far side who controls the ball. This is Tingler. Tingler, of course, and Class with the shot. It's blocked. Matt Tingler, of course, was the hero of last season's NCAA title game win over UC Irvine. Scored a goal that tied the game in regulation with just a few seconds left. Scored the goal in the second overtime period, which eventually won the game 12-11 for Stanford. That is no goal. Foul was called. Greg Karen, number 5 for USC. Can't find anyone to set the ball to. Finally has to dish it outside, and there's no one there. Stanley picks it up. Great job of coverage by the Cardinal. Tingler on the far side. No one's on him. Tingler speeding towards the goal. Sets it back, and the shot by Gamble doesn't quite go. This is Sutherland. Sutherland guarded by Jeff Oding, sophomore. Kemp again dispenses the ball out of the goal to Tingler. The man they like to have running the wings. Ball into Gamble. Gamble's got some room. He's fouled. Looked like he was fouled. He was dragged down into the water a couple times, but there was no call. And now what do we got? We've got a timeout for USC. USC calls the timeout with exactly 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and the Trojans trail Stanford 4-0. USC starting with the ball after the timeout. It's been quite some time since the Trojans got off a good shot, any kind of threatening offensive effort. Sutherland dishes the ball out, and it goes right back into him. Class is on his back. And we've got an ejection. I believe it's Class that has to go out of the pool. USC in a man-up situation. And Chris Bell pumps numerous times, can't find a free shot. It may have actually been Robert Lynn. Numbers are a bit tough to read from up here. Yeah, that's Lynn on top, number 3. Sutherland, number 4, with the ball now. USC trying to work the one-man up situation. They've got 12 seconds left, and they're not using it well. Lynn on top has only a few seconds left, takes the shot, deflects it away easily, and Lynn controls the ball. USC has a new 35 seconds, but Class is able to get back in and quickly steals the ball as he swims up and steals it right out of the hands of Ed Skowronski. And Tingler again brings it up for the Cardinal. Sends it across for Gamble. Gamble takes a tough foul. Fisher out to Gamble. This is Craig Class with the shot. Great goal for Class. Class skips it in for his first goal of game. Already 4 different scores. Class was Stanford's leading scorer last year with 59 goals. And he came into this weekend's action this year as Stanford's second leading scorer with 53. So 112 goals in less than 2 seasons. Stanford leading 5-0 here. 3:20 left in the second period. Loose ball on top. Gamble called for the foul. Class the whole man on the back of Sutherland. Looks like Lynn on the far side. USC with about 9 seconds on the clock. Kemp with an easy save. Easy for him anyway. Sends it up for Okasik, who is considered one of Stanford's fastest swimmers. He puts it in the goal mouth. This is Imbernino. Imbernino's shot does not go. Deflected off of the crossbar and the post, I believe. Wouldn't go down. Tingler guarding Zoltan Berti, who tries to set an over-the-shoulder pass. Foul called. It's going to be a USC ball. This is Berti. He's fouled again by Tingler. That shot off the crossbar. And we've got an ejection. And USC gets the ball back as Tingler has to be sent out of the pool, and a lob shot goes down. Robert Lynn gets the first score for USC with 2:08 remaining in the second quarter. USC breaks the shutout, closes to within 5-1. Lynn out of Long Beach. USC's roster strikingly devoid of any players from Northern California. Almost all of its players are from California, but they're all from Southern California. Okasik on top. Fisher won't go down. Karen with the ball. Tough defense there by Andrew Lawson, who's in the game, as is Pablo Morales and Chris Thompson. We talked to Thompson a little bit before today's game and learned about the true gravity of his medical situation earlier this year that kept him out for most of the year until last week. Imbernino skips the ball over the goal. But Thompson, who was a leading player for Stanford coming into this his senior year, suffered from a genetic condition which caused him to contract a collapsed lung, and apparently on the operating table earlier this year actually lost his heartbeat and pulse and had to receive cardiac massage to keep him alive. But he's back in the pool now. Just started playing against UCLA last Friday, a week ago, 8 days ago. So this is just his 4th game of the season. And there he is with the ball now. Foul in front of the goal, 5 seconds on the clock. This is Pablo Morales with the shot, it won't go. 2 seconds, 1 second left in the first half. Nothing for USC. And Stanford closes out the second quarter, leading 5-1. So they maintain their 4-goal lead, which they established in the first period. Halftime of today's game, the score again is Stanford 5, USC 1. You can see the big crowds out here as we start the third quarter. Of course, most of the crowds are here for the Stanford USC football game, which will be beginning in just about an hour's time. Some of them here for the water polo game, and then we'll move on over to the stadium. Stanford starting the third quarter. Gamble with the shot. Powerful shot off the far post. Stanford leading 5-1 as we begin the third quarter here. Has looked in control and dominant throughout the entire game. Okasik on top. And USC comes up with the ball. Fisher with 2 goals in the first half. Gamble, Imbernino, and Class with 1 apiece. And here we've got a chance, but Kemp comes up with the ball. Class is called for the foul, I believe. And USC maintains possession. And the clock is going to run out. They call a foul, but the ball turnover anyway. USC runs out of time. Once again, Stanford preventing the opponent from even getting a shot off, and Okasik's shot just goes off the bar. Unfortunate for Okasik, who has turned into a bit of a surprise offensively this year. Came in this weekend with 22 goals after scoring just 11 in each of the last 2 years. He's a senior from Honolulu, the only Stanford player not from California. And he's one of the smaller players on the team, actually. Just 5'10", 155 pounds, but is characterized as one of the fastest swimmers and one of the hardest workers on the team by Dante Dedamani. Class into Imbernino, who's fouled. Got an ejection for USC. Number 5, Greg Karen, sent out of the game. looking down USC's roster, they do look like they might be a team of the future. They have only 4 seniors on their entire roster of about 20 men. Sutherland, Skaronsky, the only seniors who have been in the pool for much time today. So almost all their players who make up the nucleus of their team will be back. USC has got an ejection, and it's USC man sent out, and the ball is turned over. Kemp sends the ball up to Imbernino. No score so far in the first 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. Imbernino to Gamble. Gamble's shot is deflected away. Karen got a hand on that one. Ball comes back in. Imbernino will pick it up on the far side of the pool. Stanford's got a new 35-second count. They open up a lot of room in the hole for Class. And Class punches it in. A great reaction play by Class as Imbernino had trouble hauling his pass down. The ball got loose, skipped off the water, and Class just reached out with his left hand, punched it into the goal. His second goal of the game. And Stanford goes on top 6-1. Class using his size to his advantage there, obviously. He's got an enormous wingspan. At 6'5", the tallest man on the Stanford roster, save for Obi Greenman, the junior goalkeeper. USC running out of time again, and again look like they won't be able to get a good shot off. That ball is scooped by the goal. And Stanford regains possession. Kemp, the man picking up the ball. Class has the ball free in front of the goal, fires it by Stringer, and Class has a hat trick. 3 goals in the game. He leads Stanford today. 7-1. It would probably not be much of an overstatement to say Stanford's got more goals than USC does opportunities to score. USC has hardly had 7 good shots during the game. Again, Stringer having to yell out the shot count to the USC Trojans, who haven't had a chance to get anything off. There's only 3 seconds on the clock. And USC gives up possession in order to get back on defense. This is Grant Stanley. Into Fisher in the hole. shot there by Stanley, scooped right into the goalie's chest. USC this time with a chance. Kemp playing an aggressive goalkeeper. Now he's really in trouble as he gets himself way out of the goal. USC has an open goal. Kemp does a good job of getting back in the goal mouth. And a good break there for Stanford as they look like they might be in trouble. Kemp really plays an aggressive goalkeeper, not afraid to range out of the goal mouth in an effort to stifle an offensive attack. And now it looks as if we have a timeout with 1:43 remaining in the third quarter, and Stanford leading 7-1. USC with 15 seconds on their shot clock. Lynn on top, and Lynn takes the shot and Kemp saves it. Okasik, the man on the far side, taking those quick strokes. Stanford's got a 3-on-2. Klass and Tingler along with Okasik. And he goes to Tingler, to Klass, back to Okasik. Okasik with the man on his back. Couldn't quite get the shot off quick enough. Stanford just about 1 second too slow in trying to get that going. Gamble fires one off the post. Powerful shot by Gamble. 1 minute to play, third quarter. Stanford leading 7-1. Schroeder is in the hole for USC. Lynn on top, goes into Schroeder. It's guarded by Eric Fisher. USC with 10 seconds on their clock. And a steal by Stanford. Gamble is called for the foul as he gets away with the ball. 6 seconds left for USC, and again, they surrender possession, simply toss the ball away. USC has been utterly frustrated on offense. Their only goal coming on a 6-on-5 situation. "15 seconds left now in the third quarter. Klass comes up with the foul, slowing down USC's offensive. And this one turns it around. Stanford with 6 seconds left in the quarter, hoping to get one shot away, and Fisher fires one away. 1 second left in the quarter. And their time runs out. So Stanford adds 2 more goals here in the third period, shuts out SC for the second time out of the 3 quarters. And with 7 minutes to play, Stanford's lead is up to 7-1 over the Trojans. Fourth quarter sprint controlled by Stanford. It was Morales, Pablo Morales, who controlled that one. Not a big surprise considering he's an Olympic swimmer. Lawson is in the game, as is Chris Thompson, Oding, Bob Abbott, number 14, in for Stanford. Abbott, a local player. Abbott playing the hole, and the ball is flipped away, easily picked up by Kemp. Abbott carrying the ball up the pool. USC trying to leave one man back just to cherry pick down near the Stanford goal, but Morales picks him up. It's Barry down there. Stanford with 13 seconds on the clock. Abbott to Lawson, who took that shot and almost put it home. Morales called for the foul on Zoltan Berry down in the goal mouth, and the lob goes in. Lynn picks up his second goal, USC's second goal. Both have come on little lob shots over Kemp's head. And the Trojans make the score 7-2 with 5:42 remaining in the game. Abbott, the man in the hole, looking for Stanley, I believe, out there. Stanley's shot was blocked. Barry and Abbott really bashing each other back and forth in the hole. Ball is turned over. Class picks it up for Stanford. Kemp up to Stanley. Stanley flips it into Oding. Oding's got Class. Class tries to bat it in. Gets it by the keeper, Stringer, I believe, but didn't get enough distance on it, and Stringer was able to pluck it out of the water. Four and a half minutes remaining. 7-2 Stanford. And there's another steal by Kemp. Kemp again showing his good aggressiveness coming out of the goal. Making the steal as the USC player was not watching. Now USC is now keeping two men back on defense, or rather on offense, right in front of the Stanford goal. Open shot here for Tingler. Tingler puts it off the post and is batted in by Oding. So that strategy backfires for USC as they keep two men back and draw two Stanford men back. So it came down to a 4-on-4, and that just gave the Cardinal more room to operate. Wholesale substitutions now, after Oding's goal, put Stanford back up by 6, 8-2. And a nice save by Kemp on the shot by Lynn. Lynn fired a rocket, and Kemp was able to get his left hand and force the ball over the bar. Fisher guarding in the hole now. We've got an ejection. Thompson sent out of the pool. USC again in a man-up situation. They've had just 2 of these so far today, I believe, and they scored on 1 of them. Karen. Karen looking for the shot. Fisher with his hands up in front of him. And a save by Kemp. Excellent save by Kemp, reaching back with his right hand and pulling that ball off the line. USC apparently. Oh, I'm unsure what's going on here. Looks like USC has a penalty shot. Kemp facing Lynn, and he gets the save. Lynn, the man who scored both of SC's goals earlier today, firing that one from just about 15 feet away on the penalty, and Kemp got his left arm on that one. Looked like he knew where it was coming all along. And Bernino loses it on an offensive foul. USC coming back the other way. Trailing 8-2 with 2.5 minutes remaining. This is Jeff Hopkins. No one's guarding Hopkins. He comes right up on Kemp and lobs it in. So 3 lobs for USC. Have brought them all 3 of their goals. 2 by Lynn, 1 here now by Hopkins. And the score is 8-3 Stanford. Thousands upon thousands of people strolling along right behind us on their way to the Stanford SC football game. And a couple hundred inside the Daguerre Pool Complex watching this game. Chris Thompson with the ball. Fisher with some room in front of the goal, but we've got an ejection. Bill Straight sent out for USC. This is Pablo Morales. Morales again. Imbernino, and a hard shot by Fisher won't go. Foul in the pursuit for the ball. Thompson called. Karen swimming it up for USC. Stanford man ejected. Can't tell who's going out. Looks like Okasik leaving the pool. USC man back in, so now SC does have the 6-on-5 advantage. Foul called on Imbernino. Just 10 seconds left for USC. And the shot is fired over the goal. Lawson. Morales, less than 1 minute left now in the game. Ball is turned over. USC with the ball, but Stanford with a secure lead. It's 8-3 with just 45 seconds remaining. And so, as long as the score remains as it is, the referee's having to stop it now as USC coach incensed and is badgering the referee as the ball is in play. But if the score remains as it is, USC, or Stanford rather, will have met its goal of keeping USC to 3 goals or less. Originally it was 5 or less, but Coach Dedamonte, after hearing that USC managed only 2 goals against Cal, set a new standard for his players before the game and said that they ought to be able to limit USC to 3. Now, Stanford has another man ejected, and it's a 6-on-4 situation, and they're all just standing in front of the goal. But it's an easy one at last for Lynn, as Stanford had 2 men ejected and only 4 in the pool. And with 19 seconds left, USC has broken that 3-goal mark that Stanford was hoping to maintain. Lynn scoring his 3rd, and USC has scored 4. It's 8-4. John Swerdloff, one of two freshmen on the Stanford varsity roster, plunging into the pool. Will play the last 30 seconds or so of this game. He's number 16. Fisher. USC with 2 men back. 5 seconds left in the game. This one's quite over. Lawson takes the shot, and Lawson adds some frosting to the cake with 1 second left, giving Stanford goal number 9.
Yes, Mama. Come here, Mom.
Mom. I don't have my glasses on. Just for
appreciation. It was a fun game. Everything was going well for us except our shooting. We could have scored a lot more, but other than that, we had a good time. And that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Having a good time and winning.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You played well.
Bye-bye. Hey, Mr. Game.
Game day is all right. I don't know. I thought we could have played a little better, and I thought we probably should have scored more. And we gave up a few cheap goals. Not to say cheap, but had some kickouts that weren't necessarily that good. So I don't know. Overall, though, it's not bad.
What about the defensive effort?
The defense was good. I mean, we allowed 4 goals, I guess, and that we played good D most of the time. But like I said, it was just a couple cheap kickouts or whatever that cost us a few goals, and you can't have that. But other than that, it's good D. So like overall on the front court offense and things like that.
Coach Dante Dedamonte holding last year's NCAA championship trophy, of course, hoping to capture another one this year. Coach, how did you feel about your team's performance today?
Well, I thought we came out with a lot of intensity right at the beginning of the game, and we put them away early. We had a little trouble with our shooting, but I think part of that was that their goalie did an outstanding job. We certainly created a lot of opportunities today. We had a lot of shots, probably the most shots on goal we've had the whole season, and we didn't score as much as I'd like. Again, part of it was we didn't take real good shots at times, but I think their goalie had something to do with it.
Defensively, your team seems to do a great job of just preventing the other team from even getting a shot off, and that seems to make, an enormous difference for your team. You seem to get twice the number of shots that the other team does.
Well, that's been our goal this year. We know that we're going to score a lot of goals. Our goal is to score from 12 to 15 goals a game. And we have another goal defensively. We want to hold the other team under 5 goals, and that's just another incentive for the players. And I think we take pride in being a good defensive team. We have a good goalie, or 2 good goalies, and I think the guys right now, their incentive is to shut out another team than to score a lot of goals. In other words, we want to play good defense more than good offense.
What about this team, if there's anything that's going to prevent this team from getting another one of these trophies like the one you're holding, what is it that might stop them? Is there anything that you can think of?
The only thing that's going to stop this team, I think, from losing in the NC2A is if we have a letdown and the other team is really up for the game But I don't think that's going to happen. I fear that more during the regular season. We're going to get in a tournament next week where we play 5 games, and you might have a letdown during 1 or 2 of those games. I think when we get to the NC2As and we get into that final game, these guys are not going to have a letdown. So that's the only way somebody's going to beat us.
Okay, Coach. Thanks a lot, and good luck.
Okay.